Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are talking about audiobooks. What audiobooks are, where you can get them, whether they are for free or do you have to pay for them, and whether the audiobooks are a kind of books that you can get into. Let's try and answer all those questions today and let's get started. So to give you some context about what audiobooks are, it is nothing but a person reading out a book out loud to you. So for example, you do not need a book in front of you to read it. You just need your headphones or your mobile phone and a speaker. You can just put it on and the person will read the book out to you. And legit full book. For example, it sounds something like this.
Chapter 1 of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public.
So that was a very small snippet of what an audiobook is. So 2 months ago, I was not at all into audiobooks. I had no idea where to get them and it was getting a little bit difficult to find content on internet about how I can read them. The only app that I heard about was Audible. So pretty much anybody that I talked to about audiobooks suggested me to check out Audible. So I wanted to try out something different than Audible. So I have two apps today. One of them is free and one of them charges you for the audiobooks, although the first month of that is also free. And I want to talk about those two apps, the apps that I have personally used, and I have listened to full length books of that, not just like 5 chapters, 6 chapters, because I wanted to check, especially for the free app, if they will ask for the payment after like 5 chapters, after like 10 chapters, because sometimes that happens. So I wanted to see that, so I explored these two apps. The first one is the audiobook app. So this app basically is a free app. The audiobooks, this opens up like this. Most of the books that I found in this app are usually classics, and there are some new age books as well, but still I found I could not find Harry Potter on this app. There are some very famous series that I wanted to read which I couldn't find, but still there are good enough books for somebody who wants to start reading audiobooks or start exploring audiobooks. This is a very good option. So I was reading Pride and Prejudice. I wanted to start off with a book which I really love, which I really enjoy, and I wanted to see whether I will be able to enjoy the same book that I have read and enjoyed in the audiobook format or not. So this is what I did. I downloaded Pride and Prejudice. Now here's the catch. In this app, you can only listen to one book at a time. If you want to listen to any other book, you will have to like delete this book. Only then you can get another book.
Chapter 1 of The Count of Monte Cristo.
So I got Pride and Prejudice and I truly love that book. I love its movie and I wanted to see whether I will love the audiobook version as well. So I listened to all of this Pride and Prejudice and I really like the narrator.
Chapter 1 of Pride and Prejudice. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Elizabeth Klett. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Chapter 1. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife.
So while you are reading the book, these are some of the different things that you can enjoy. You can skip 30 seconds before, you can skip 30 seconds ahead.
All that she had seen it was. When Lady Katniss de Burgh's being too hot as long as they chose.
You can put up a timer. For example, I usually used to listen to it while going to sleep. So I used to put up a timer of 10 minutes and then at the end of the 10 minutes, the audiobook automatically used to stop. And I really enjoyed that. Then I can also change the speed. I can change the speed from 1 and then I can change it to 1.25, 1.5, 1.75 and 2.
Sufficiently known. A small part of Derbyshire is all the present concern. To the little town of Lambton, the scene of Mrs. Gardner's former residence, and where she had lately learned some acquaintance still remained.
So that was really good if I found the narrator was going a little bit slow, especially for a book that I've already read and I know what is coming. So I can change the speed over there. Although there was not an option of the slower speed. If the narrator is already speaking really fast, I wish there was an option in which I could slow down the speed a little bit. Overall, I really liked all the features. It is not at all a bad app for a beginner. Of course, you will not find all the books that you want to read in the first go, but still there are some very good titles that you can start with and explore. The second app that I tried was Storytel. Now this is a paid app, and I got, I think, 15 days. I got 15 days of free trial for Storytel, and after that they charge you 300 bucks for 1 month, 300 rupees for 1 month. So I used it for 15 days, and the first book that I read in this one was Simon and the Homo sapiens agenda. I wanted to read something that is new, but something still fairly easy and not very heavy, and that is why I wanted to explore that. So I read Simon and Homo sapiens agenda, and I really enjoyed the book, and I also enjoyed the app. So this player also gives us the similar kind of features as the other app gave. So you can go 15 seconds before, you can go 15 seconds ahead, you can put up a timer.
We had to wait a long time. Finally, we lay down on the mattresses of the deserted guard room, exhausted by the excitement of the...
You can change the speed, and here was also the option of reducing, slowing down the speed, which I really like.
My friend and I, we did not hide our rucksacks now, stood in the last group, from which 13 would be chosen for the next to last truck. The chief doctor counted out the requisite number, but he omitted the 2 of us. The 13 were loaded into the truck, and we had to stay behind. Surprised, very annoyed and disappointed, we blamed the chief doctor, who excused himself by saying that he had been tired and distracted. He said that he had thought we still intended to escape. Impatiently we sat down, keeping our rucksacks on our backs, and waited with the few remaining prisoners for the last truck.
And then one thing that I really liked about this app was that you can read more than, or listen to more than one book at a time, and that was one thing that really I enjoyed a lot, because sometimes I just don't want to listen to one particular kind of books. So I actually listened to Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone. Finding Harry Potter on this app was so good. I really enjoyed that. I also found Percy Jackson series. I also found the Game of Thrones series. Game of Thrones books are really heavy, and it gets difficult to read all of them till the end. So it was really cool that I'm able to find that as well. So if I want to reread Game of Thrones, I might have the audiobook playing in the background, so that I don't just my eyes don't start hurting, because the books are really thick. I already have these books. I'll probably have them open while the audiobook is being played, so that will be fun. So one interesting thing that I saw in this app was there were many and lot better titles in this app, in Storytel, and also there were a lot of Hindi books, which I feel might be really good for somebody who's not a reader. For example, your mother, your father, who generally like to listen to something and not a very big reader, might actually enjoy those Hindi titles and those even regional languages. I saw some Marathi books as well, which was really cool. The navigation and the app itself have a really good user interface. There was no complaint in itself. And overall, I would say that Storytel will offer you better titles with 300 bucks per month, and the other app, audiobook app, is usually for classics and for somebody who's a beginner. If you want to dip your toes and if you want to see if audiobook is great for you, then I would suggest the first app will be much better for you. And if you are somebody who is a little bit more avid reader and who is wanting to explore more exclusive content, more niche content, excuse me, and somebody who's wanting to explore better titles, more series, I would suggest Storytel is for you. The app interface is similar for both of them. I did not find a lot of difference in them other than the speed, I must say, and also that I can read more than one book in Storytel. So I usually used to listen to my audiobooks when I'm going for a run at night, or when I'm in gym, or when I'm trying to fall asleep, or when I'm doing something very mechanical. For example, if I'm cleaning out my cupboards, if I'm rearranging my bookshelf, something which do not need my mind, something which I'm just doing with my hands. Even cooking, when I was cooking, I usually used to have my audiobook playing because it didn't need a lot of brain. Also when I'm driving, when I'm going to work, when I'm coming back from work, if that was a long time, that was a really enjoyable experience. So if you are somebody who doesn't have a lot of time to sit and read the book, audiobooks is a really good option. And trust me, it's not cheating. It is still listening, it's still understanding. And if I used to sometimes lose track of, sometimes I used to go into my own thoughts, not listening to what was being said, then I could very easily go back and use that feature of going 15-second back or 30-second back, and that used to be cool. I could also adjust the speed, which was so awesome, because sometimes I just needed to pay more attention, or maybe I was getting distracted. Then I can increase the speed, so that I can keep up with what the narrator is saying. Another thing, a difference between the both apps is that you can actually find different narrators for the same books. Sometimes you don't particularly enjoy a particular narrator's style, and then you can find that in the other app, and you'll find another narrator which can be very cool. So yeah, I would say that audiobooks is a really good hit for readers and for non-readers. So I would suggest you to check it out. I am also exploring some more audiobook apps, and do let me know. I think there'll be another part coming up very soon, and do let me know if there are any other apps that you would like me to explore. I'm sure Audible is all over internet, all over YouTube, and that is why I didn't want to include Audible in this, but it's very similar to what Storytel is. But yeah, that is it. And if you guys like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, and let me know in the comments what is your favorite medium of reading books, whether you like reading physical books, like so many books, or do you like e-readers, Kindle and all that stuff. What is your favorite? Or audiobooks, what are your favorite apps for audiobooks? Let me know that in the comment section below, and I will see you very soon. Bye.